Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm starting with Midnight Skies for this look, and I'm actually trying to recreate this image that you can see on the screen now. It's a skeleton X-ray nail. So I'm just seeing if I can recreate it and make it look as similar to the original as possible. So I'm just going to go in with 2 coats of Midnight Skies just to make sure it covers enough. Now that's cured for 60 seconds, I'm just going to go in with one of our builder gels in Poltergeist, which is very fitting, seems as though it's nearly Halloween. And I'm just going to start mapping out where I think all of the little bones should be. So I'm actually just copying off the shape from the previous nail that I showed you. And I'm not really counting what goes where and how many of things there are, so please don't get mad about that. This first section is just the spine that I'm trying to recreate. Next little section is going to be kind of like the pelvis area, and then we'll pop on some legs as well. I realised at this point I should have actually been flash curing in between each section, because our builder gels do have a bit of a self-leveling property to them. So I'm just going back in and I'm just removing the areas that have bled into each other, and I'm just going to cure those in between. So I'm just using one of the little torches to flash cure. So next we're just going to be going in with the collarbone and the ribs as well. And as you can see, I've learnt my lesson from before and I'm curing in between each little area. Also, please excuse the fact that my voice is very croaky today. I've been very run down and not very well the last few weeks, and for some reason my voice is the bit that's just not recovering. So my plan with this nail is that I'm going to build in the little sections in one layer, and I'm going to go back in with some of our chrome powders and then layer it all back up and add some highlights in back at the end, because I think that might be what they did on the previous nail. So next I'm just going in with top coat, and I'm just going to make sure I get into all of the nooks and crannies before I cure that for 60 seconds. Now that's cured, I'm going in with one of our emerald chrome pigments, and this is more of a sheer pigment. It'll just give it a bit of an iridescent glow. So I'm just going to buff that into all of the nooks and crannies because I don't want any of the areas to be uncovered. Next I'm going back in with our builder gel in Poltergeist, and I'm just going to be layering that back over the top of the areas that we've already done. I'm hoping this will make it look more of that kind of X-ray effect, because the bottom layer will have the glow on it but will still be textured, and then we'll add in another textured layer which will be a little bit more of a milky white. And again, I'm just curing in between each little section to make sure it doesn't bleed down the nail. Now it's time for some highlights, so I'm just going in with Snow White and just a tiny little brush, and I'm just going to pop that on each of the little sections just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. As you can see, it really does just accentuate those little areas and the different shapes. Once that's cured, I'm just going to go in with some top coat, and if you use chrome on a regular basis, you know that you probably want to pop 2 coats of top coat over your chrome just so it doesn't scuff and mark, because it is quite delicate. And there we have it. Let me know down in the comments whether you think I've managed to pull this one off and whether it looks a lot like the original. I have to say, I do love this emerald chrome pigment. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And if you want any of the products, they'll be in the easy ordering link down below. See you later, guys.